Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming along, and thank you, Stephanie, for the invitation. My name is Trina Phuah, and I am the course director for occupational therapy at Charles Sturt University. I'm pleased to go through some information about the course today, and as Stephanie said, we'll have some opportunities for questions at the end if need be. So the occupational therapy course at Charles Sturt University is the longest running regional course in Australia. We have a proud history of providing 30 years of quality occupational therapy education, and we have a very good reputation in industry, the course. So in terms of what I will cover this afternoon, I thought it could be useful to go through like the location of the campuses to give you a bit of information about the campuses themselves, and then go through a bit more detail about the occupational therapy course. So I hope that sounds okay. In terms of the locations, we've got two beautiful locations where occupational therapy is taught. Charles Sturt has a number of regional Australian campuses, but occupational therapy is taught in Port Macquarie and in Albury. So we can see, Melbourne and Sydney, and then we've got Port Macquarie, which is about 400 kilometres north of Sydney, which is about 4 hours, and then Albury-Wodonga is central. We're along a beautiful Murray River. We have beautiful locations in lovely regional Australia. You can actually go online and do a virtual tour. We have some excellent facilities in both Albury-Wodonga and in Port Macquarie also has a campus tour. So Port Macquarie is on Biripi country along the coast, so there's beautiful beaches and things, whereas Albury-Wodonga is on Wiradjuri country, which is inland, and it's along a beautiful big river, one of the longest rivers in the world. So that's our locations. In terms of the course itself, the Charles Sturt Occupational Therapy course is accredited across a number of quite important systems. To work as an occupational therapist in Australia, you need to register for practice with the Allied Health Practitioner Regulation Agency, or AHPRA, and so our course is professionally accredited for those purposes, and also recognised and approved by the World Federation of Occupational Therapists, or WFOT. And that's particularly important for international students because that means that the degree is then recognised in countries that have that WFOT affiliation. So depending on the local country's requirements, there might be another exam or additional registration to go through, but the course qualification itself is registered if it's a place where WFOT is linked in. So the course accreditation is important. In terms of the course structure, as Stephanie said, it is a 4-year full-time course. And I've put the subjects up on the screen. The names of the subjects probably don't mean much at this point, but it is useful to just see that the first year of the course is those foundational biomedical subjects. So students study anatomy, physiology, they learn about the foundations of the profession, and also learn about some important contexts that influence our practice around Australian Society of Health, as well as Indigenous Australian health and wellbeing. You'll notice that so the first year is foundational, and then the second year includes more occupational therapy focused subjects that then starts to apply that foundational learning to the course and the profession itself. So the first 2 years are full-time and on campus. Then in the third year of study, this semester, it is a full-time study load. One of these subjects here is actually what we'd call a double credit point subject. So it's like studying 2 subjects at the same time. So this is a full-time study load. And then probably the most exciting part of the course happens in 3rd and 4th year. So there's these 4 workplace or work integrated learning subjects, and they are essentially full-time placements working under the supervision of an occupational therapist. So in third year, it consists of 2 7-week placements. These are unpaid placements, and the university does find the locations for the students, but they are unpaid, and they could be located anywhere nationally. Most of the placements are in New South Wales and in Victoria, but they could be located across the country, which is a fabulous opportunity to learn and travel more if that's of interest. But it is also important to recognise the potential expense and logistics involved with those placements. And so that's essentially 12 months or 30 weeks of study that is off campus at 4 different sites doing the work integrated learning placements. So our students end up with over 1,000 hours of practice experience as part of the course, and that is also part of the professional accreditation requirements. So it's a really exciting part, and the students learn a lot about occupational therapy practice across different areas of practice. Then in the final part of 4th year, students do come back on campus and finish off with, again, there's a double credit point occupational therapy specific subject that I like to call it the icing on the cake in terms of the course. It enables students to consolidate all of that learning in their workplace learning experiences, and then think about moving forward into their professional practice as a qualified clinician. And these other subjects are interprofessional subjects that also support that transition to practice. It's useful to know that the course does include an integrated honours program. So students, if they achieve a certain level of performance in the second half of second year, are able to transfer into the honours stream, and they will complete an integrated honours program, which enables them to graduate with an honours degree. In terms of course highlights, as Stephanie highlighted before, we do have a competitive entry into the course. So we attract really excellent students, but it also means that our class sizes are kept to quite small numbers, which means that the staff can work really closely with students to support their learning. Integrated within the course are a lot of hands-on practical classes to learn a lot of skills-based skills, and also interprofessional learning. So learning with allied health colleagues across a number of different subjects, and working with simulated clients throughout the course. There are also opportunities to be involved and contribute to local community events, and get involved on that perspective. And within the course, there are a lot of authentic skills-based assessments. So students will, learn a lot of information, but then get to apply that in their assessment tasks. We have terrific staff on both campuses who are experienced educators, active researchers, and have a range of professional and clinical expertise. And we also have a lot of specific industry contacts and engagement with the community, which again puts the course in a really strong position in terms of finding excellent placements for students and having that connection with ongoing practice. As I said, we are celebrating 30 years of providing quality occupational therapy education. All by 4th year, all of the students who would like to be employed do have a job. We have a very, very high employment rate from the course and from the university as a whole. And graduates from the occupational therapy course will secure employment in a range of areas, including hospitals, community health, disability services, mental health and wellbeing, in schools, in the aged care sector, and also in work health and safety. So thank you very much for your interest in the Charles Sturt Bachelor of Occupational Therapy. I'll just pop up the contact email if you would like to get in touch, but I think we now have some time for questions if anyone would like to find out a bit more. Thank you.